Hello everyone, welcome to the second video in the series of what is this? So what is this? This is a Greiner Vibrograf and it's the B500 model, but that doesn't really matter because all the Greiner Vibrographs of this style are pretty much the same. So yeah, what is this exactly? Well, this is to test the watch on timing. So this allows a watchmaker to basically regulate a watch and also diagnose a few other things that might be wrong with a watch. And this one is an old style one. It works with like a piece of paper, long piece of paper, and like a strip, which is kind of, it's not like the most strips you will find in all typewriters. This is kind of like a plastic one that leaves its mark, or I don't know exactly, maybe it's like the carbon paper, but it leaves a mark. So if I remove the glass here for a bit, you can see it a bit better. So it leaves marks like this, and this gives an idea of the timing. How does it leave those marks? Well, you can see here that little bar. Well, there is a plunger underneath that gets pressed up, and there is another bar and it gets angled, and depending on how I set it, for which speed I set it, it gets angled at a different rate, and basically what it does is, because it always so this is fixed in time, so the bar will go like this depending on, but it's always fixed. But the watch might be off depending on which speed I say. So if it's off speed, it will drift, and that's what we're going to see in a bit. So it will drift sideways, because it is compared against this, which is an accurate time source. And the watch probably isn't. That's why you're going to regulate it. Or it might be, then, well, that's great, because then you have no work to do. So, let's put on a watch. Oh no, let's first just turn it on, and so I'm going to turn the volume up. This is the on up, also the volume up. I'm going to press test. As you can, it's not much happening yet. You can hear the growling noise you hear now is the bar being tilted at a certain tempo. But if I tick now, you can see the paper's progressing. And you can see now we just have a bunch of random dots. So if you see, like, paper has stopped now, we just have a bunch of random dots. And that's because, well, you're not really having anything that runs at a certain speed. But if we put a watch on there, like this one, you can see in a bit there's a line forming. And a line under an angle, because this watch isn't set correctly. So if we angle the lines on this glass plate with those lines, we can hear on the scale read off that this watch is about 60 seconds off a day, which is about a minute, which is not great. The good thing, and that's another thing that we can show here, and I'm going to turn it off for a bit, is you can see those two lines. Ideally that would be one line, because that's because this watch has a slight beat error, but like the lines can go like this wide too. So because there's always two ticks, and if there's a beat error, which means that something is not, the answer body is not perfectly in the center of the elliptical stone, like it forms a line. I'm going to, it's advanced stuff, might explain that in another video, but yeah, so this is the beat error you can see here, because when there's a beat error, the 2 points are not aligned, and that's why you get that. But so yeah, that's one of the things you can see. You can also see that occasionally, I'm going to remove the glass again because you can see it better. Occasionally you can see like an odd dot that's a bit off. That usually indicates some dust at the escapement mechanism. If there would be a continuation, like if you would see a dot off every few numbers, that usually indicates that there's something wrong with the gear train. So yeah, for the rest, yeah, here you just have the settings, speed. There are some, you can change the speed of the roll here too, which kind of gives you more or less accuracy. And you can also change the integration time, which means that you're going to measure over a longer time, which gives you more accuracy, but as a cost, it's slower to detect differences. And yeah, this is just a test mic, and you can put it in all kinds of, it clicks into place. Boop, boop. So yeah, this is the mic that picks up the pulses and sends it into the Greiner Vibrograf. It's heavily filtered, the signal from it. Yeah, that was the Greiner Vibrograf B500. In the future, probably will show a bit of a modern approach, but I still love to keep this one around. It's a bit noisy, like when you run it, but yeah, it's also handy to have like a direct like feed out of what's going on. You can kind of save an image on the modern versions, but it's not really the same than a paper that comes out. And like those ink ribbons, or not really ink ribbons, they last fairly long. Yep. This was the second video of the What's It series. It's a bit of a different thing. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be probably a normal video. Bye bye.